He's the player with foot in opponent's mouth disease, Carl Perfect Legend White.
Real quick, my comprehensive fight game strategy guidebook, Game Fu Way of the Digital Fist, is now available in paperback. When you're ready to take your game to the next level for the new era, the link is in the description. Now let's get into the video. I guess, yeah, this is a part of the old versus new game argument, but it's also like a big part of people be like, oh yeah, the level of play was so weak during X, Y, and Z, and blah, blah, blah. Like, they love saying, I guess, particularly where I'm talking about, like 2006, 2007, especially like during MK9, they was saying that for 2011, 2012 to try, you know, big up the right now. But look, man, here's what nips all this in the bud. When we had access to YouTube and put matches, tournaments, and strategies on there, this excuse no longer holds up and can't be used. So if you look at when YouTube was put online, right, and then when everything started going up, like around 2000, definitely 2008, 2009, and so on, people were on the internet, on YouTube, watching stuff. They were checking out the streams and stuff, because Justin TV and Stream, what was the other one? Stream something, I forget what it's called. But they were all around. So if you wanted to look online for the stuff, you could find it. Broadcasts, everything, and YouTube videos. Whose fault is it that you didn't type in search?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. Whose fault is it that you didn't type in search for the information, and then you want to say, oh, because now it's being spoon-fed to you that the level of... No, dude. And then the people that they try to discount are still winning today. Or people who are winning in that era are still winning today. So the argument no longer holds up to where you can say, oh, the level of play was so weak because people didn't have access to information, didn't have access. Well, at what point do you acknowledge that they did have access to the information? Because I say all the time with DOA, we had access to the frame data in 2005, 2006, well, 2004 actually, with DOA 2 Ultimate. So it's not our fault if the game company doesn't decide to provide that for the players, but it's still on the players to get that information too, whether they find out on their own. So, I mean, I don't think we should be downplaying people's skills and stuff, because it's a whole nother skill to be able to look around and study for the information. And you have to go on a treasure hunt. But even people who did have the information, they still did bad because they didn't know how to play or think well enough on winning, or how to win. But now we have games that like give up more offense or lean more towards one area of the game, or not, when it should just be, you know, good neutral, good offense, good defense. But I think as people play more Tekken, they're going to realize, I think the heat and stuff is fine, actually. Even the heat smash and rage, everything. Because all of it has its place. Because you're like, all right, well, I can't do this here because they might hit me out of it. Like, I'm talking about a heat smash, because heat smashes, they're not like, well, June's is like 13 frames or whatever it is, right? But the other ones, they're relatively around 16, 17 frames, so you can get jabbed out of it and then lose your heat gauge. But you also got to be on point, because, you know, there's situations where you want to have your heat smash stocked to deal with if their opponent tries to do a power crush or a heat burst in neutral to try to take neutral back. So it's just, I don't know, I think it's dope. I like what they did with the game all around. But back to what I was saying, yeah, I'm tired of hearing about level of play being weak at any point when a lot of these players are still super duper good and doing well. And yeah, we got a lot of good new players too, and they deserve their props to be propped up when they win, just like when the older players or more established players win. Everyone deserves to have their day in the sun and they're winning. So, but yeah, like now there's so much information out there on how to be good, and if you're not good, I mean, it's just your fault at this point, because the tools are to study. You got in-game replay, you got in-game frame data. You don't need to have a frame data book. You don't have to buy a strategy guide, well, a game strategy guide, because back then that's how you got the frame data. It will be in there. You just have to get better as a player, know what to react to, how to think during mix-ups or situations that may make you feel anxiety, like, oh my god, I might not lose here. And because it's different, like when you're playing at home and you lose, your sense of loss might still sting, but it's not the same as you show up to a tournament and you play, and say worst case scenario you go 0-2, right? Dang, you just flew out there to play and you've been practicing hard, you go 0-2, and you feel embarrassed, but you still out there, you can play and stuff, but still you gotta think, you got the long flight or drive back home, and it's just it's different than you just log off after playing an online tournament. So yeah, you want to be on point. The lack of information made for smarter players and better thinkers. I mean, it's still like that, because I mean, people would lose off of just being not as smart as their opponent. They could be running top tier and using a strat, but because they just get beat out in the human element type deal, where you just get them to whiff a button and you whiff punish them, or you lame them out or something like that. That's how Justin Wong beat a lot of people. He played on people's emotions. He played so boring for people that they would beat themselves out of just, it's like, you say you in the ring with Mike Tyson, he just standing there looking at you. It can be that intimidating for a lot of people. You got to be at a certain level to where it don't do nothing to you, and you're just playing the game to challenge him. And you got to tune that out. You can't be thinking like, oh, he's playing so lame, or he's playing so this, or playing so that, and then you're not able to play your best because you're not even thinking about doing your strategy. You're not thinking in the right mind to react when you need to. So you gotta just not just study the game and have the knowledge check down, which is a big part of learning the game, but is having the skill check down, the emotion check. And this is a real Ray. This man has been in here all day running games, props. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to touch on as far as that goes. Because, yeah, as I said, YouTube was around, stuff was around, like the Daigo Parry and everything that showed up in video form 2004, 2005, and that was like the big bang kind of for competitive fighting games. So the information is out there. People gotta just stop making excuses or trying to just downplay the past. Like, give people their props, man. You don't know what they had to go through or what everyone else was also going through at the time. Everybody can't be in the grand finals. Only 2 people can. So give respect where it's there, because people be trying to erase the past, like, oh, this don't matter because such and such wasn't there, and now this person exists and we want to see, like, what? Why can't you just respect that, what happened there, and let it be that? And when new players play, why can't you just give them their light in the day without tearing down anyone else? Why is it always got to be, oh yeah, they're so much better than the past generation players and blah blah blah? Like, it just don't make sense. It's just real disrespectful. And we're one of the only scenes that does that. I know basketball does that, but fighting games do it super duper hard. Or they pick and choose which ones they want to say are generationally, like, great in every generation. I don't know. But at the end of the day, we're still just playing games, and we are just going tournaments and stuff. So I guess it does or doesn't matter. It depends on who you are. But yeah, man,